time in double figures for him in 7 games. Plus, he had 3 assists and no turnovers. And he was 4 of 4 on three-pointers. Meanwhile, for the Foxes, Matt Harasmi last night, 9 points, 2 3-pointers, and a season-high 7 rebounds, and was a +9 in the plus-minus ratio. Time to take a look at Steve's game keys.
Hey, for Fairfield, they need to double Jones on the low block, try to take the basketball out of his hands, avoid offensive lapses. For the Foxes, share the basketball, have strong bench production.
Same officials as yesterday, Kevin O'Connell, Ryan Corbett, Carl Luciano. Thanks for joining us on ESPN3. We're underway here in Poughkeepsie. Harasmi with it. Deep corner for Bird. Now they rotate it out. Again, the Foxes go with the 3 freshman look with Cooley, Bird out there and Wright. Harasmi knocked down the 2 triples yesterday. He's been in a woeful slump. They'll go downtown, and inside it's Jones.
Great high-low entry. Jones just picking up right where he left off last night with the first field goal for the Foxes.
And what a tear he has been on. 4 straight games in double digits, and during that time he averaged over 13 a game and shot 83% from the field. Cruz tied up. Chrysler aiming for 3. And it's tapped over to Harasmi. Chrysler had a tough day yesterday. He had only 11 minutes of action, picked up 2 fouls in the first minute, and really he was not worthy of the rest of the game because he just was in foul problems. 0 for 5 from the field. Right, pretty spin. Caught inside. Up to Jones with the left hand.
That's a nice job there. Wonderful dime in traffic right to Jones, who put the easy one away inside.
Well, we talked about it at the top. Steve Maris assisted on 75% of their hoops yesterday.
Yeah, they're moving the basketball. Hey, it's not sticking. They're off to a great start.
Cruz for the dead-on 3. Long rebound, harmlessly goes out of bounds. Red Fox basketball and a good start for Maris. And Jay Young has told us previous to this game how he worries about poor starts because they've dug themselves in a hole. Even though yesterday they jumped out to a 6-point lead early, Maris caught them about the midpoint of the first half.
Yeah, they have really struggled, and it's really one of my game keys, Dean. They just have to avoid the long offensive lapses. It has happened time and time again.
I guess we're seeing the mission as they go inside again to Jones. 3 straight attempts by Jones from about 3-4 feet. Benning, tough day shooting yesterday, 0-7 on threes. Chrysler on the right block, help defense from Cooley, and then he knocks it off the leg of Chrysler.
A really good team defense there by Cooley coming over from the weak side. Ball is knocked off of Chrysler's leg as Chrysler's coming out now early at the 17:59 mark.
Well, the transfer from Rice gets called to the bench. Supreme Cook. He was excellent yesterday when you look at his numbers. He only got to play 9 minutes, but he had 7 points, had a few boards, but he got into foul problems early.
He did. He's a good-looking freshman at 6'9". You know, he's got a lot of great length. I think he's going to have a nice career at Fairfield.
Wright puts it on the deck, leaves it for the cutting Harasmi.
What vision by Wright. Just a great pass to Harasmi. Timeout on the floor.
I think, Steve, you were talking about it yesterday, how Harasmi is so good off ball movement.
He really is. Here it is again of course, coming into tonight's game.
And he led him in minutes yesterday with 33.5, but played totally under control as he didn't take a lot of shots. 7, he made 4. He had 8 points to 5 assists and 1 rebound and a steal. Cook in the lineup. Where's number 5? Caleb Green, as Coach Young had a call for the timeout. Here's the wide open look and a misfire there by Wojcik. Knocked out of bounds. Fairfield to retain. Wojcik had good numbers in the ballgame. Came on strong in the second half, Steve. He had 16 total points, and he knocked down 6 of 6 at the line. So, obviously, he was getting to the free throw line.
Oh, no question about it. He's good off the bounce as well. You know, he can shoot the ball. Foxes were lucky there. They were a little late on that closeout. He's very, very good from distance as well.
They get after Green on the perimeter. Frees up Benning for the push 3, and it's good.
Now, that's a good sign for the Stags because Benning has been really cold. Really, the last 3 games has struggled, so he knocks down the 3 ball for Fairfield.
This is his 9th game in his career against Maris. His 100th career game for the Fairfield Stags. Cooley looking for the 3 ball. Wide, and here comes Fairfield.
Yeah, you don't see that much from Cooley. He's usually really good from distance, shot the air ball there, rushed it a little bit.
Fairfield yesterday shot just 41% from the field, trailed by a dozen at halftime, and Jones too aggressive in the post.
Yeah, that was the proper call there. Jones just came over the back there of the freshman Cook, and Eno into the game here at the 16:41 mark for Jones.
These two combined for 40 minutes yesterday, and when you look at their numbers, it's really astounding. 20 points between the two, 7 rebounds, 5 blocks, and they made 10 of 13 shots.
Oh, they have been quite a tandem. They have played just great filling that 5 position.
Wojcik with a give up now to Cook, and he loses the ball off the check by Cooley. Erasmi to Cooley, the left-hander, misses. They grapple, and it is Caleb Green with it.
Cooley had a good shot there in transition. He's got to put that one down. Just shot a little too hard off the backboard.
Benning through the lane. Green with Bird on him. Bird starting his 3rd consecutive game. His last 2 starts, 8 assists, 1 turnover. Cruz had 7 points early yesterday, Steve, and then only had 4 the rest of the game. Here's a breakout by Bird. Look at the speed on him. And a nice check.
Really a nice job by Taj Benning there. He did not give up on that play. Shot really showed great quickness with that block out of bounds. Here it is again on the replay there. Looked like Hakeem Bird was going to have just a breakaway, but just a burst of speed there by Benning. Foxes up 6-3, 15:52 remaining in the first half.
He paid his dues, assistant under Louis Orr at Seton Hall, under Siena, under Paul Hewitt and Orr, and then under Adelphi, Steve Clifford. He gives Steve Clifford a lot of credit. Off the inbound, Bell turns the other way.
Really a nice call there on that out-of-bounds play by John Dunn. Bell getting it done with a nice jump hook there inside.
Bell lit up the three-point district 3 of 4 times yesterday after going 0 for 7 at Monmouth on Sunday.
Yeah, they need him off the bench. You know, he's really talented. He can shoot the 3 ball. He's good in the mid-range as well.
The other thing is he's their 3rd leading rebounder. Benning thought about the 3. Cruz has tried 1 3 so far, missed it. Shot clock, I don't think they got it off in time. I think they're going to take a look at it. Did he get the ball out of his hands?
Really close. I thought it was still in his hand, but it was really, really close there. Green knocking it down, but that's exactly right. And they're going to go take a look. It was close. I thought it may have still been in his hand, but we'll get it off really quickly.
There's Jay Young, and he's having a conversation with Carl Luciano. Chris Casey is his chief assistant there on the bench, former head coach at Niagara for 6 years. Well, we got horns going off and whistles, and so now we'll check on that. So the Foxes brought Sullivan in during that timeout. And Sullivan with the 14 points yesterday, played 28 minutes, 9 dimes, 3 turnovers, was a +8 and a +.
Oh, he was big time yesterday. Has come off the bench the last 2 games, and Raheem was special, distributing the basketball and scoring it as well.
So Sullivan will be played by Benning. Use the screen from Eno. Into the dish he goes. Look at Eno go up and get it, and he got knocked down.
That's what Eno brings to the table. He is so strong inside. He's a wonderful rebounder on both ends of the floor.
They call Cook on the foul. That's his first. First on the team. Bears possession. Foxes here at home this year have played very well as Bird will go inside.
Boy, that was a great play there by Bird with that quick crossover to the goal for the freshman Bird.
You know, Steve, we've talked about how he is not scared of this environment at all because he played big-time Catholic League basketball in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, no question about it. The big upside for Bird as Green knocks in a 3 ball for the Stags. Fairfield needed that one to go down.
You know, Green hasn't missed in Poughkeepsie over the last 2 days. He's now 5 for 5 on threes.
Yeah, he was great yesterday, too. He's got a good stroke, doesn't need much space to get the shot off from distance.
Sat out last year as a transfer from Holy Cross, where he played 64 games, all starts. Sullivan had a notion. He knocked down a couple trays yesterday. Bending out on him, pulls back, shoots. And the Red Foxes retreat to the defensive end.
Yeah, that's a settle there from Sullivan. I'd like him to go off the bounce. You can get that three-point attempt anytime.
Green, quick trigger three, back to back.
Another three-pointer there. Bird just late on that closeout. You have to locate Green on the floor. He's got unlimited range.
Yesterday, they knocked down 7 of 23. Checking in first time, Galakulandi wears 35 for them, and he wraps down the missed shot there by Bird. Galakulandi, one of 4 Division I transfers on the roster. He left it short. Rebound foul on Bell.
Yeah, Supreme Cook had really good position there on the weak side. Bell commits the personal. It'll be Stag basketball, out of bounds under.
Jalen Leach is in. Out goes Benning. Leach usually gives him a lot of energy off the bench, but he was held scoreless yesterday. Off the inbound, Wojcik. Fresh into the game, gets one to drop against St. Percy of Marist.
Boy, that's a nice shot fake there, and crossover by Wojcik. Knocked it down from about 17 feet.
Fairfield's first lead of the game, 11-10, after making up some time, getting down 6-0. Bird, corner pocket three. And Bell is knocked over trying to get the rebound.
Nice job by Bell there, anticipating that miss. He went strong for that offensive rebound. Got pushed to the ground. It'll be Marist basketball, out of bounds under.
So Fairfield with a couple fouls here in the early part of the ball game. Sullivan will be the trigger man. And for Fairfield, both of their fouls owned by Cook, and that hurts them on the interior. Offensive foul, Ricardo Wright, who just came back in the lineup.
Yeah, Green had perfect defensive position there, and when you lower your shoulder, Wright didn't like the call, but when you lower your shoulder, when you're going off the bounce, you're going to get that call all the time. It's going to be on offense when you lower that shoulder. I thought it was the proper call.
Serge Clement, you just saw him as one of the assistants under John Dunn. Remember, the players all sit to the side and back of the bench during these pandemic times. Leach looked inside, wasn't there. Mido, first time in the lineup, wearing number 1. And an overplay by Bell.
Nice job by Bell there, quick hands.
Right, challenging inside. Brought away by Mido.
Wright usually puts that one away. That was a quick take to the goal. Just shot the basketball a little bit too hard off the board.
Mido's 6'10" and 190 pounds. As he taps at that one and it drops.
Nice job there by Mido, using that length to get the tip in to go down.
Fairfield +3. We're getting close to 8 minutes gone in the opening half. St. Percy Eno out there with Wright, Bell, and Sullivan. St. Percy stopped. Had a nice freshman year last year. Coming off the bench now. Bell off the dribble. Beautiful setup. Eno goes up and under.
That's a great play there by Bell. Unselfish play. Nice assist in traffic there to Eno, who put the easy one away inside.
Again, you have to marvel how Jordan Jones and both Eno have shot the rock the last few games. That's a beautiful jumper by Wojcik.
Wojcik, again, the Foxes are just late on their closeout. Wojcik will take full advantage. He is a pure shooter from distance.
Transfer in from Richmond, where he played for the Spiders a couple years. There's Wright. Got bailed out. He was trying to air it out while he was in the air, and a foul is called as we go to immediate timeout. 11:16 left here in the first half. Fairfield has come back from a 6-0 deficit. The Forge in front by 4.
The main
Indiana game and then the game against Marist yesterday. So those numbers continue to go up. And Jay Young had told us when we spoke to him on the phone Thursday, he said, I just need him to play better. I know he's a great leader for us. What a great student he is, a 4.0 GPA. And boy, has his wish come true. Knocked out there by Mido.
Well, you can see just with his release point, Dean, he's got a great stroke. He follows through, high release point. He'll knock him down. The Foxes have to do a better job of closing him out.
So Mito's going to have to play some minutes here, Steve, because Cook picked up the 2 fouls early. Active hands by Fairfield.
Foxes are having a difficult time inbounding the basketball here on this out-of-bounds under.
This is usually tells a true story. How do you compete on the second day of a back-to-back?
Yeah, no question about it.
Foxes are 3-2 on the second day of back-to-backs, and Fairfield is 2-2. Sullivan lost the grip. Gene Rose gave it up, and then a foul called against the Foxes getting back.
Good job there in transition after Sullivan turns the basketball over. Stags are able to race it up the floor. The Fairfield ball out of bounds under.
Gene Rose will be inbounding. Going to get Bird back in the lineup, and Wright will leave. If you're a football fan, the Packers, by the way, lead 10-3 over the Rams with 9:25 left in the second quarter. Big game tonight up in Buffalo, Steve.
Yeah,
the Ravens and the Bills.
Ravens and the Bills. Yeah, that's a big one as well.
Benning draws the double. Galakulandi gave it up. Mito having problems holding on to the ball, and a kick is called. With 6 on the shot clock. They reposted to 20, and Fairfield gets a new clock.
Yeah, I think they had Jones there on the kick right underneath the goal. So, yes, shot clock is reset to 20.
Here's Benning batting off the shoulder of Erasmi, and Erasmi on the personal.
Yeah, just too much body there with Erasmi. Benning is tough, and he's starting this game. Well, he knocked down a 3 early on, but he is a lot more aggressive on the offensive end tonight.
First one on Erasmi. 5 fouls on Maris with 10.5 left in the first half. Leach, Mito, Gene Rose, Benning, Galakulandi on the floor right now for the Stags. Trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Set play, almost executed by Mito. Galakulandi on the putback.
Nice job there by Galakulandi, staying with it there. The Stags have been active on the offensive glass here the first 10 minutes of the first half.
They got out-rebounded by just 1 digit yesterday. And as you said, they're getting after it here in the first half. Entry for Jones at the foul line. Shot clock under 10. Sullivan from deep range. He's missed twice. And then Bell on a check.
Foxes have had to settle for some shots. Part of it's because Fairfield has played very good defense in the half court. But once again, I'd like to see Raheem Sullivan take the ball off the bounce. He's really good putting it on the deck. He's got a quick first step. He can go around people. Again, you can get that 3-point shot at any time.
And Maris hasn't made one in 4 attempts so far here in the first half. After yesterday, making 41% of their threes. Leach, freshman for Jay Young. He got caught in the air. Chrysler, who just came back in, scores.
Nice job there by Chrysler. Waited for Jones to go by him. Got the easy one to go down on the low block.
Largest lead of the game for the Stags at 8. Bird. Pick up on your point, Steve. That's what Maris was enjoying throughout this early part of the season. As that one drops in, the dribble penetration is really helping out the big men as well.
Oh, no question about it. When you go by somebody, the backline people have to help, and then you can drop off to your bigs for dunks or easy shots inside.
Galakulandi drills a 3.
That's a big-time shot from Galakulandi there. That wasn't a bad closeout. Maybe a little late from Cooley, but boy, offensively, what an improvement from distance for the Stags.
Galakulandi comes in shooting 36.4%, his 5th made of the year. Hasn't taken many attempts, just 12. Cooley, Bird out there with Sullivan and Harassme and Jones. Jump pass for Cooley. Sullivan, shot clock at 4. Harassme fade with a long look. They ran themselves out of shot clock.
Great defensive sequence there from the Stags.
So the Stags lead it by 9. Looking for their 3rd win in the MAC. Start out in the basement today at 2-7. Overplay by Sullivan. Hesitation by Bird causes the foul out front.
Yeah, Bird is very, very good in the open floor. Very quick with the basketball. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
Jalen Leach on the reach in at the head of the key. 7:50 left here in the first half. Fairfield by 9. This weekend as the Red Foxes, Steve, got off to a great start. 6-0. Timeout by Jay Young. 2:11 into the game. Since that time, all Fairfield 23-8 on a run.
Oh, it's been a great run, and they're knocking shots down from distance. The Foxes are 0-5 from three-point range. As nice job there by Cooley getting that one to go down. And 5 for 8 from distance by the Stags.
Cooley came through that lane, and he was determined to score his first 2 of the game. Green, Cruz, with Chrysler out there, Benning, and Wojcik. Wojcik with 5 points so far in the ball game. Steve mentioned how he's crafty with the basketball. Cruz has been very quiet. Shot clock at 4. Harassme, great defense.
That was a great defensive sequence there by the Foxes and a wonderful closeout there by Harassme.
And again, normally he gets the top scorer on the opponent if he's a guard. Jones coveting the basketball. Heavy traffic, and that one hit all sides.
Yeah, that was a good double there. I think the Stags need to do more of that. Try to get the basketball out of Jones' hands.
Wojcik lines up a 3 right in front of John Dunn, and he wants a timeout.
Once again, Wojcik, you have to force him to put the ball on the deck. When he gets space, he is just pure as silk from distance. Here it is.
Started out, they really attacked. Jones took the first 3 shots of the game. Really haven't gotten a lot from him since that time. You just saw that last shot by him rim out. So the Foxes now go with Sullivan and Bird. Jones, Cooley, Harassme, join them. Marist here at home, 3 up and 1 down. The 1 loss on the second day of a competition against Niagara. Sullivan through the lane. Harassme an open 3. And the Foxes have now thrown up a couple air balls on 3s.
They have. That was a pretty good look by Harassme. Just shot it over the basket, shot the air ball.
Green for the distribution to Cruz. Fairfield very patient normally with the basketball. And Cruz comes over to tie up Wojcik. Stags will keep it on their end. Cooley's out. St. Percy coming back in. Marist won the first meeting yesterday, 73-63, led by 12 at halftime. Stags have been good here in Poughkeepsie. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings. Chrysler transfer from Rice. Benning, teardrop. Jones for the clear.
Yeah, it was a good runner there by Benning, just unlucky, around and out.
Sullivan going through the lane, a circus shot, clean up by Jones.
Nice job there by Jones, anticipating that miss on the weak side. Got the easy one to go.
So Jones now with 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Chrysler, and off the head fake, he moved his feet.
Yeah, just didn't establish the pivot foot there on that jump stop. Turned it over.
Well, he knows that Jones is one of the top blockers in the nation, and in the MAC he's number 3, and I think he intimidated him.
Yeah, he did a little bit there. He should have just went straight up with it there, but proper call. Did drag the pivot foot.
So Fairfield's biggest lead at 10 has been knocked down to 2. 2 off of it. It's now an 8-point lead. St. Percy off to Harassme, and they've got Eno roughing up Mido.
Yeah, they got Eno with his offhand pushed off on Mito on the low block when he was trying to establish position. Here it is again on the replay here, trying to get the ball to Eno on the low block. And, yeah, it was a little high with his left hand there. Thought that was the right call.
Off the cut, Cruz softly lays it home.
Nice job there. That's a good cut to the goal there by Cruz. Got it to go down high off the window.
So they are getting different people in the scoring column. That's the first 2 of the game for Cruz. Sullivan, high ball screen from Eno, but the chase is on a double, and then that forces the turnover. Benning with it, and they'll take some time off the clock with a nice lead here on the road. Fairfield hasn't won a road game this year. And foul called on St. Percy.
Hey, you just can't say enough about Fairfield on the defensive end, Dean. They are locked in with their half-court defense. They have made it very, very difficult for the Foxes to run their stuff.
Yeah, they had Sullivan pinned right there in the corner on the double, and he tried to jump pass it out, got into trouble. So the Foxes are over the limit. One-on-one situation, and the one guy you don't want to see at the line if you're Maris is Wojcik.
No question about it.
Only missed twice this year in 28 attempts before that one.
Yeah, now shooting over 93%. You want to keep him off the charity stripe at all cost.
So the lead's at 12. Eno with it. He threw it into the post. The denial by Cruz.
Yeah, that's just not a good entry there by Eno. He forced it, then comes up with a really nice block on the other end.
He had 3 of those yesterday, a career high. And here is a hold being called out front. I think they got Leach on it. And now it's a total of 5 fouls on Fairfield.
Take a look again here on the replay. Just good timing there from Eno, fully extended. Got a piece of that attempt there by Cruz.
You could just feel the Foxes are in thirst of a three-pointer to go down. They're 0 for 6. You mentioned about Fairfield's defense. And there's Bird to try his way. Eno climbing the glass.
Have to play on there. There was some contact there on that attempt by Eno.
Fairfield looks so much more fluent with the ball.
Oh, they do. They're moving the basketball well. It's not sticking. And, of course, they've been knocking down shots from distance. Really a nice drive to the goal there and drop step by Mito. That was a special take by the big fella.
And Mito with great minutes coming off the bench and staying out of foul problems. Skip for Cooley. Eno in the post, back cut. It's Erasmi, active hands though by Galakulande. And it's Bell. He finally missed one. He had been 6 for 6 this weekend here at the McCann Arena. Bird goes through the lane and is tied up.
Yeah, nice job there defensively by Green, tying up Bird. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
2:59 remaining here in the first half. All Fairfield, as you see the
Knights. If you give Wojcik space, especially from distance, he's going to knock it down. But I like his overall game because he can go off the bounce, beat you that way as well.
And we just saw his defense, too, on the tie-up on Bird. Erasmi finds the cutter right, who's been on the bench for an extended period of time.
Nice job there from Ricardo Wright, rising up from about 15 feet.
So Maris's leading scorer gets his first 2 of the game. Just under 3 minutes here left in the half. Chrysler, played by Jones, who steps out on him. And we got a moving screen on Chrysler. He has been in foul problems since he got off the bus.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, last night, 1 minute into the game, he had 2 personals, had to come out, and that one was obvious too. I don't know if he was trying to down screen there, but he was moving, and just an obvious call to make.
Jesus Cruz checks back in, wears 24. You know who gave him good minutes as he replaces Galulandi? He did wonderful.
He
out
did.
There. Hit a big three, was active on the glass.
Yeah, big three. I like his game, too. He needs to give Jay Young better minutes.
There's Bird through the lane. Finish, got it.
That's a terrific play by Hakeem Bird. Boy, he is quick. Again, off the bounce. He does not need much space to get to the rim.
He's a slender guy, 155-pounder.
Yes. Uses that quickness, though. Just a great first step.
Fairfield showing lots of patience in this ball game. Benning goes into a host of defenders, and they call a block. I believe inside the restricted area was harassment.
Yeah, exactly. Good call, Dean. He was inside the restricted area. That's what was called. Here it is again on the replay. Good crossover here by Benning, and that's what they call point right to the restricted area. That's why they called it a block. Benning going to the line for the Stags.
He looks so much better in this game than yesterday.
Oh, he really does. He's just more active. You know, he settled for some jumpers last night, Dean, but Benning's been going off the bounce. You know, he's quick with the ball, putting it on the deck, going to the goal, shooting two here for the Stags.
55th career start. I mentioned earlier he's hit the 100 mark today in career games for Fairfield. And that's a guy, obviously he's been through tough times before. You just have to rely on a senior and his experience to come back.
No question about it. Hey, early in the season, he had some really good games offensively, and then, 3 games in a row prior to tonight really struggled offensively. So give Benning credit. He has stayed engaged on the offensive end.
We were talking about it yesterday as he misses on the free throw. It's almost good when you get the back-to-backs because you can't even think about what you did the day before because you're getting back on the bus, especially on road trips where you have to obviously ride the bus each day to get over here to Poughkeepsie.
No question about it. If you're a competitor, and most are, you want to get that bad taste out of your mouth and play well the next night.
Reach in there on Cruz. That will be the 7th on Fairfield, and Jones will be at the line.
Yeah, just a little too overzealous there by Cruz. Trying to steal the basketball. He clipped Jones on the forearm. Jones shooting 1-1 for the Foxes. Here it is again on the replay. Jones at the elbow there looking to go to the goal, and you see the personal foul there on Cruz.
They were looking for somebody to maybe mop up some perspiration. We don't have any mop boys anymore because obviously of the COVID restrictions. So a lot of times we see sometimes players come off, coaches come off to wipe up some perspiration. That's a big make by Jones. Maris was only 8 of 14 at the line yesterday. Steve shot really well the first 6 games, 78%. Over the last 5, they've only shot 55%.
Yeah, they've got to get back to where they were earlier in the season because obviously, especially when you're trying to come back, free throws, very, very important.
So the Foxes want to keep it under 10 if they can, go into the locker room. And right there, that knocks it down to a 9-point deficit. Cruz, he's playing in his 111th career game today. And he just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, that was a tough pass there by Green. Really threw it right at Cruz's feet there. Turnover, Stags.
Here is Cooley for 3, front 10. Benning, strong rebound.
That was a good look there by Cooley. That's his game. He had his feet set just a little bit too wide right.
He shot that air ball at the start of the game.
Yes.
Took him out of his rhythm a little bit. Wojcik doubled. Cruz played by Cooley. Benning for 3. And he had a couple of those yesterday.
He did have a couple air balls yesterday. You just got to get your feet set. You got to have a good base, especially when you're shooting 3 balls. Benning there, short-armed that one a little bit. Shot the air ball.
John Dunn pushing his team up court. Double high screen for Bird. Bird for the fade and the rejection.
Yeah, nice job there by Maido with that block. Foxes still have plenty of time on the shot clock. 16 to shoot.
9 blocks this year for Chris Maido at a New Carrollton, Maryland. 31 games last year, started 30. He's been coming off the bench of late. after starting early season, but plagued by foul problems. Bird, soft toss now for Jones. Bears will take it under 30 seconds on the possession. Overplay Benning.
Nice job. Good weak side help there by Benning. They have been a lot more conscious. Talking about the Fairfield Stags defense on Jordan Jones. They've done a much better job defending him on the low block.
Foxes have been telegraphing some of those post passes as well. Jones. Hard charge to the rim. And he got it.
Oh, that's a great play by Jones again, because he's so good with either hand. You know, you cannot force him one way or the other on the low block. Good offensive play there by Jones.
Final 10 seconds of the first half. Foxes have knocked it down to a 7-point deficit. Caleb Green through the lane, had the ball with him, and it will go back to Bears with 2.5 seconds left.
Yeah, Green wanted the tripping there, but it was a play on. No call there.
Bird gets it. He'll get it off in time over midcourt, just off to the right. So the Foxes and the Stags going on here in Poughkeepsie. Stags lead this one, 33-26. Back with our halftime after this.
Check out my new show debuting in the new year on ESPN Plus called Stephen A's World. The half-hour show will have expert analysis.
7. Hey, the first 4, 5, 6 minutes of this second half probably determines the outcome. You cannot go down by 14 or 15 right away. You need to stay within striking distance.
Benning, Green, Cruz, Chrysler, Wojcik on the floor to start out for the Stags' first possession. Chrysler will tee it up on the corner 3. White held to 2 points to match his jersey number in the first half. Here's Erasmi hard to the bucket, offensive foul.
They had good position there. The play was right in front of Caleb Green there, and Erasmi a little out of control. Here it is again on the replay. Erasmi does a good job getting out, but yeah, that's really good position by Green there. Thought that was an obvious charge there on Erasmi.
3 fouls on Matt Erasmi. He had some problems with fouls a year ago. He fouled out of 7 individual games. I asked him, I said, is your family watching today? He goes, they watch all the time. Reversed by Benning, missed. So we say a shout out to the Erasmis.
Yes, absolutely.
What's nice about the ESPN platform this year is in other years, because of no crowds being allowed at any of the MAC games, their families get to watch them from home.
Oh, that's very, very important. No question about it.
Jones struggling down in the post area, jump ball. Foxes will get it because second half started with an inbound from Fairfield.
Once again, Jones had 10 points in the first half, but I think overall Fairfield has done a better job really against Jones. They've doubled him in the post. They've tried to take the ball out of his hands. I think the Stags will continue to do that here in the second half.
He's gotten 6 shots up. We talked about it yesterday. You want a guy like that who's so great with his touch either hand to get at least 10 plus. Erasmi's out. Bell came in for him. Step through by Jones. Follow Cooley. Got it taken off his head there by Chrysler.
That was a good attempt there in traffic by Jones. That was a tough attempt, but one he usually knocks down.
So Wojcik led him with 10 points in the first half. You have to guard him on the perimeter, but also he can go by people. We saw that yesterday. Green thought about it. Give up the Benning for 3, and they compete on the glass. And Cruz comes away with it. Now it's Wojcik. Beautiful scoop layup, but too hard.
Yeah, he was a really good drive to the goal by Wojcik. Couldn't get the layup to go.
Bird to pull up and shot it short from 14.
He just pulled up from 14, but pulled the string on that jumper. Shot the air ball.
So no scoring thus far. We're a minute 48 into the second half. Fairfield led it at the break by 7. Fairfield comes in struggling to try and score the ball. 60.6 a game. And another foul goes against Chrysler.
Yeah, that's Chrysler again. You have to be set when you set the screen. And Chrysler has to come out once again for the Stags and sit. But again, that's happened right in front of us, Dean. That was an obvious block there on Chrysler.
He just doesn't have it this weekend.
Doesn't.
Got a couple fouls and 4 turnovers in the ball game. With it, Cooley. Bell, who had replaced Harassme. He was quiet in the first half, as most of the Foxes were. Sullivan through the lane. He got Mido in the air and somehow put it home.
It's a great play by Sullivan there. He was off balance. Just kind of flicked it up. He's trying to draw the foul there, but got it to go down from about 7 feet.
And had to get over a 6'10 Mido. Well, I should say Cook. With it on the right side, Green. Now for Benning. Green sets himself for three.
Boy, Green has really stroked it so well from beyond the arc. When he sets his feet, boy, he's got a pure release.
So Sullivan picked up over midcourt by Green. And out of bounds, Cooley put his foot on the sideline.
Yeah, you have to know where you are on the floor there. Cooley stepped out of bounds. Turnover, Foxes.
So the three by Caleb Green gives him a lead back at 8. Came in with 40 assists, 24 turnovers. His numbers of late have been really strong in that category. In fact, 6 of the last 8 games, he's had 1 or fewer turnovers. Chrysler got Cooley in the air. Cruz looked where his feet were. Long rebound to Sullivan. Marist, okay numbers. Sullivan through the lane. Another teardrop drive.
That's a great runner in transition by Sullivan, taking it to the goal there. That was a pull-up from about 8 feet there from Sullivan.
And he was being harassed all the way down.
Yeah, he was. That was a really nice individual effort by Raheem.
Raheem with 6 points, 3 of 7 shooting. Cruz, who just missed from 3 to drive against a fellow 24 in Bell. Shot clock at 5. Wojcik, talk about teardrops.
That is a great play. Wonderful crossover there. Once again, Wojcik is so crafty with the basketball. Nice individual effort there from Wojcik.
And he's got 12 points to lead his squad. Fairfield an 8-point lead. Sullivan blocked by an on-charging Green.
Great timing there by Green on that block.
Cruz, 10-footer. Right through the lane. On his zip is Benning, and he brought it short. Some end-to-end action now. Here's Cook. Had the mismatch on Sullivan.
Yeah, he took full advantage there. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
There you see the ball movement. Fox has come over with help defense, but the foul by Sullivan, and Fairfield by 8.
Point, Dean. The Foxes still without a 3-ball. 0 for 8, 7 for 15 from Fairfield. Yeah. That's 21-0.
That's tough to make up that deficit, as you had mentioned, but Marist did whittle it down to 7 at the break. Then they got it down to 5 right at the start of the second half, but a big 3 by Caleb Green. Cook at the line. You know, he is the guy that's most frequent at the line for them, but he's not a good free throw shooter at 58%.
Yeah, you see the first one there. He was kind of flat, didn't follow through, and short-armed it just a little bit.
Last year he went to the Petty School in Jersey for a year of prep ball. So in the second one, 39-30 now. Fairfield in the lead. Fairfield 2 up and 3 down this year when they lead at the break, and they did by 7. Marist is 1-4 when they trail at the break. The one win was an overtime win against Manhattan a few weeks ago. Bell on the baseline. Galakulandi on the foul.
Nice job there by Bell. Ripped the basketball through with authority. Got fouled when he was taking it on the baseline. It'll be Marist basketball out of bounds under.
Real quiet game for Bell and Wright. Those are 2 of their chief scorers, each with only a bucket. Sullivan's looked good here in the second half. A couple inside buckets. Bird to tee it on a 3, wide left.
Foxes continue to struggle now, 0 for 9 from distance.
And Fairfield has outboarded them 22-19. Inside the circle for a two-pointer from Caleb Green.
Yeah, Bird went for the steal there. If you get yourself out of position, your opponent will take full advantage. Green did it there, knocked it down from about 17 feet.
In the first half, Fairfield's largest lead was at 14. Sullivan, extra pass, Bell, and misses on a 3.
That was a good look. Hey, the Foxes have had some good looks from distance. It isn't like Fairfield is closing every shot out, but Foxes now 0 for 10 from beyond the arc.
Reminiscent of last Sunday afternoon down at Monmouth, 3 of 27 from the field, but then rebounded yesterday and knocked down 9 of 22 for 41%. Mido is looking to pass inside, but a hold being called against Sullivan.
Yeah,
That's a second.
They've got Sullivan there in the lane when Fairfield was cutting through. He Stag basketball out of bounds under.
3 fouls on the team. Green using a lot of time, calls for a timeout.
Nice job there by the Foxes. Boy, they were really in full denial.
He and Wojcik discussing about a young fan for the program. Also, you saw Eddie and Rose Driscoll as Kevin Driscoll, the assistant coach, very proud as Eddie was welcomed into the world last March. He's going to be coming up on his first birthday. Ball knocked away. Wojcik covets it. That goes off the hands of Mido, but then last touch by Eno.
Still plenty of time here. 13:40, the Foxes down 11. They need to get some stops, though, in succession. Get the ball, get back in the basketball game as the Stags missed Wojcik. One of the few that he misses when he has his feet set and he has some space.
That was right in front of their own bench. Good look at it. So the Red Foxes send out Bird, Sullivan, Eno, Bell, and St. Percy, just looking for some kind of spark. Sullivan picked up by the 6'10 Mido, and Bell to drill for 3. And usually that's his spot.
Yeah, that is his spot. A good look there by Braden Bell, but just could not get it to go down.
Fox is 0 for 11 on triple tries. Galakulande already hit one from there. Kept alive by Mido. Leach, give up, Galakulande.
Oh, that's a nice dime inside there by Leach. Galakulande with a flush inside. Timeout, Foxes.
Yeah, we talked about how unselfish Maris was yesterday. We're seeing that today.
Shoot the basketball in rhythm. When you have the basketball in your range and you're open, you have to shoot it. You cannot hesitate. Still, again, just under 13 minutes. Foxes down 13, plenty of time.
They're shooting 36% from the field overall. And the step out there, Galakulande. Wojcik had it checked from behind. It's loose there again with the loose ball. Went right to Mido.
Yeah, Mido did a good job there. It looked like Maris was going to turn the Stags over, but Mido was able to get possession. Be Maris or the Stags basketball out of bounds under. Here it is again on the replay, and good quick hands there from Jordan Jones, but the Foxes cannot corral it.
Jones has picked up his second foul, ripped down by St. Percy. He teams with Bird in the backcourt. Maris' leading scorer still on the bench, Ricardo Wright. Only 2 points today. Sullivan somehow got it to go.
Nice job again by Sullivan. In traffic, was able to flip it up from about 6 feet. Knocked it down.
He's got 8 points, 4 of 9 shooting. Got a couple assists. He had 9 assists yesterday. Here's Wojcik. Wojcik meets the pass from Mido. They get it down to Mido with the slam.
Just not good rotation there by the Foxes, and Mido takes full advantage with the flush.
Yeah, he had three guys go to the ball and nobody on Mido. Here's Sullivan, and the Foxes remain without a three-point goal, and an and one for Jones.
Nice job there by Jones. He created enough space for himself. He's going to line for a possible conventional three-point play. Here it is again on the replay. Sullivan with the three-ball attempt, and again, the Stags just don't do a good job of getting Jones off the glass.
11:29 left, and when we come back, Jones at the line to try and complete the three-point play.
With 6 points for the Stags.
Fairfield bench obviously pretty happy with that throw down by Mido. We haven't seen a lot of dunks here this weekend. And at the line is Marist's leading scorer in the game, Jordan Jones. He's got 12 points. Perfect 2 for 2 at the free throw line earlier in the first half. That's the other thing, Steve. They only just took their third free throw of the game.
Yeah, it's not enough. When you settle for jumpers and you don't take it to the rim, you're not going to be at the foul line very often.
There's Leach. Had it stripped off his knee out of bounds.
Good quick hands there by the Foxes. Went off of Leach's knee. Looked like Leach hobbling there. Came up a little lame. He's going to have to come out of the game.
Trainer will go over and assist him as you see him being helped behind the bench area, favoring that left leg. Sullivan, Jones, Cooley, right his back in and harass me. Jones will go one-on-one. He's outside that box. Deflected pass to harass me. Shot clock at 10. Fairfield is all over Marist.
They really are in the half court. I just cannot say that enough about the Stags defense in the half court. They have been very impressive. Squared people up, not much penetration. Sullivan has got loose a few times for the Foxes, and they've closed out shooters and rebounded the basketball really all night long.
And we are seeing why they were the #1 defensive team in the MAC last year. High pass controlled by Harassme off in the nick of time. It's one and done for Marist.
Again, just a tough offensive sequence there for the Foxes, but credit Fairfield defensively once again in the half court.
Big game for the Stags. They come into this game a 3-game losing streak, 2-7 in the league. Would like to get a W for the first time on the road this year. And also return home for 2 against Canisius. Lob pass. There for Wojcik now to Cruz with 2 on the shot clock. In the nick of time, he got it off. Picked off by Wojcik. And a new shot clock.
Yeah, once again, Foxes are not able to clear the glass. Wojcik is able to get the possession for the Stags.
There's Benning, got the step on right for the leaner and score.
That's a nice runner there by Benning. That's a difficult shot from the baseline. Got it to go from about 9 feet.
So 30 minutes into the game, Marist only has 34 points up there. It's been a struggle where yesterday they scored 73 in 40 minutes. Right, mid-range jumper.
Nice job there from Ricardo Wright. They've got to get him going. Foxes down 11, 9:26 remaining.
And they call for the timeout with the 11 college basketball. I mentioned Benning, his 100th game. Cruz, 111th game. Wojcik played 64 at Richmond.
Yes.
And then Caleb Green played 64 games at Holy Cross, where he started.
Foxes with some full court pressure here.
That one goes awry, intended for Cook. Sullivan to pull up for 3. John Dunn looks at him and pleads with him. That wasn't the right shot selection.
No, it wasn't. There was plenty of time left on the shot clock. Once again, you can get that 3-ball attempt at any time during the shot clock.
Wojcik San Jose, California, hometown. Came all the way over to the other coast to play here at Fairfield after being at Richmond a couple years. It's Green. Way up between Bell and Ito. The trail by Harass Me. Finally, the Foxes in their 15th attempt make one.
Nice job there by Harass Me, calling for that 3 ball. Nailed it from beyond the arc.
He had a couple trifectas yesterday and again led the squad last year as he made 59 of them. Cook one-on-one against Eno. Help comes from Bell, and he'll push it home.
Boy, that's a nice job there by Cook. A real patient move there with his back to the basket. Got it to go down over Eno.
First made field goal for Cook. He's got 3 points. Eno for the entry, the spin.
Nice, good piece of footwork there from Eno. Just could not get that jump hook to go down.
He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Wojcik. And again, they run shot clock. Here's Cook. Eno draped on him. Goes right hand.
Nice job there. Quick drop step towards the baseline there by Cook. Got it to go down off the window.
Jay Young loves the kid. He's just got to grow into being a sophomore. He's a freshman. 6'9", 200, East Orange, New Jersey.
Big upside for Cook, no question about it. He's going to have a nice career.
Sullivan to pull up. Was intimidated a little bit there. And Fairfield will take its time to the forecourt. Under 7 minutes left and a lead of 12. Green using lots of time. Wojcik harassed me on him with the 3 fouls, swatting at him. And it's brought down by Bell simultaneously with Wojcik. Believe they got Wojcik on a foul. Jay Young is saying, what's the call? 2 players went out of bounds. And we'll come back, we'll get it straightened up when we return right after this. Kevin Corbett about what happened, Ryan Corbett, I should say. And it'll be an inbound for Maris on the back line. Wright, Sullivan, Bell, Harassme, and Jordan Jones. Try to make up some time here. 6.5 left, down by a dozen. Wright, just to the right of the foul line.
That was a good look there from Wright. Tough luck. It was halfway down, popped out.
Green, Cruz, Cook, Benning, Wojcik on the floor for Fairfield. Trying to win their 3rd game overall in the year. And a hold out front.
Yeah, they got harassed me there. He just didn't get over that screen. Held Wojcik. It'll be Fairfield basketball side out.
So Harassme gets the hook with his 4th foul. Cooley back in. Fairfield this year, when they're held under 70 points, is 1-12. But this has been a defensive struggle, and they've basically shut Marist out on the 3-pointers. They've only made 1 in 15 attempts. That's a looping drive and an air ball by Cruz, and he last touched it. Now they say on Wright. So it's off of Wright. Cruz was trying to save his own miss. Bird's in, Bell's out for Maris. Here's Cruz on Wright, rejection Jones.
Nice job by Jones coming over from the weak side with that block.
Sullivan has scored some contested baskets here in the second half, but hasn't hit one from the outside. Jones to establish over Cook with an and one.
Nice play there by Jordan Jones. Again, very patient You know, he's got great footwork inside. Going to take a second look at it here on the replay. Again, patient and just a quick drop step. Takes the contact. He's going to line for a possible conventional three-point play for the Foxes.
Jordan Jones at the free throw line. The only Marist player to appear there today.
Yeah, that's really unbelievable. Jones, the only Red Fox to attempt a free throw.
He's 2 for 3. He converts a key three-point play. Gets it knocked down to a 9-point deficit.
Foxes back into full court pressure.
Fairfield has been pretty good against pressure situations this weekend. Bird to match up on Green. With 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in regulation. Fox has taken some chances on the perimeter. Trying to come up with a turnover. Shot clock at 3. Benning falling away.
Nice shot there by Benning. A fall away from about 15 feet.
He's got 8 points on 3 of 8 shooting. And Bird got checked in submarine there by Cook.
That's the 16th foul on Fairfield, so one more before the Foxes will be at the foul line. It'll be Marist basketball side out.
So they'll have to put Mido in because Cook now has 4 fouls. Again, plagued by fouls yesterday. But when he's in there, he's really proficient.
Oh, he's done a nice job with a limited amount of playing time really all weekend long. But when he's got on the floor, he's done some good things for the Stags.
Inbound will come from Ricardo Wright, a resident of Florida. Said he had never really seen snow like that back in December. He doesn't want to see any more of it. Played at the Village Charter School, averaged 21 last year as a senior in high school. Bell, entry, Jones, lean in, 2.
That's a nice assist there in traffic by Bell. Jones puts it away.
Jones has 17 in the ball game. Nobody else in double digits for the Foxes. Green doing a good job. Get it off to Wojcik. Help comes from Sullivan. Shot clock again under 5. Ball knocked away. Foxes get the loose ball.
That's a great play by Jones going straight up.
Here's Bell. He actually thought about it and then pulled the trigger on the second one.
Yeah, big 3 ball by Bell in transition.
And the Foxes have whittled it down to a 6-point deficit on their second made 3 of the game. And as you said many times, Steve, they need a stop. And that one curled out.
That was halfway down for Wojcik, popped out.
Sullivan free for 3. Cooley. That would have been a big make. Rescued though by Bell. And the Foxes with a new 20-second shot clock. Looks like an ISO for Sullivan to work on Green. Comes in off the right side, and the rebound brought away by Mido, actually by Benning.
Yeah, that was a tough attempt, but really good defense there by Green, making that attempt by Sullivan difficult.
So the Foxes in need of stops have gotten to the last couple of trips by Fairfield. But time is on Fairfield's side. They have led this game for 30 and a half minutes after Marist took the initial lead early in the ball game. Our final media timeout with 2:40 remaining. The Foxes, prior to this shot by Bell, had only made 1 triple. They've now got a couple, and they trail by 6 at home.
In 3 blocks. Jones getting it done on the low block for the Foxes.
Fairfield just has 5 seconds to get a shot on the iron. Off the inbound. Green will hoist it off the left side. They play on. Right, one-on-one with Wojcik. And another miss at a crucial time.
Boy, that was a good attempt. I think Wright was maybe anticipating some contact there on that drive to the goal. Could not get it to go down.
Fairfield, cognizant of the time situation, would like to take it under 2 on the possession. Wojcik working on Harassme. Matt with 4 fouls. Bell with an offensive foul being whistled down on a discard.
Yeah, they got Wojcik with his offhand, with his left arm there, forearm with the push-off. Take a quick look at it here in the replay here. Nice crossover there by Wojcik. Hey, that's the proper call. Just too much with that left hand.
Good feet by Bell.
Yes.
To draw that offensive charge. Here's Sullivan. Bell. And coming away with it is Wojcik.
Foxes have had 3 possessions. They've got 3 stops in a row, and they've had some good looks at the goal, but they remain down 6. 1:35 remaining.
2 of 18 for Maris on threes. 90 seconds left in regulation. Full 2-possession lead for Fairfield. And a timeout from the Jay Young bench. So they got it down to 10 on the shot clock. They did a good job just prior to pated that maybe Wojcik was going to foul him, and he misfired on that one. So as you said, they're getting the stops defensively, but just not converting. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 1:26 left here in the second half. Each team has a timeout remaining. Knocked away by Harassme.
Nice job there by the Foxes. They were in the lanes there, almost forced a turnover right in front of us.
A lot of communication on the floor right now for Maris defensively. You can hear him talking. Cruz calls for his last timeout. Wojcik was wanting the ball, and now they are out of timeouts and out of options if they can't get the ball inbound.
7+ minutes, and that's why they still have a chance. Hey, it's just a 2-possession game, but this is, with 10 seconds, this is a critical juncture of the game.
And they've changed inbounders to Benning. Right in front of us, we're high atop the McCann Arena with our new position this year because of the pandemic and being COVID cautious. And Benning will trigger the inbound. They're telling the Maris bench, assistant coaches, to sit down. Wojcik needs it. You don't want to foul him because he's deadly at the foul line. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fox's hedge. He'll hoist. Short. And it will go out of bounds. The race was on between Chrysler and Cruz, and Maris dodges a bullet.
Again, though, that's just a terrific defensive sequence there by the Foxes. They did a really good job on that ball screen, and Wojcik just has to heave a desperation shot up. Maris basketball with 1:12 remaining.
They take Chrysler out. Chef Galakuhande is in, wearing 35. Here's Sullivan, a crucial possession for Maris. He'll turn the corner and rims it in.
That's a great take to the goal by Sullivan. Boy, he is quick with that first step to the goal. He got that to go high off the window. Let's take a look at it again.
Huddled to see who Fairfield was going to put into the lineup. That's a long distance look.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot farther. Looks like Foxes are going to incorporate some more pressure here.
Wojcik can run the baseline if he wants to. They go out of bounds to Green. Get it into Benning. He'll step through a double and a foul. So for the Foxes, they had a foul to give.
Yeah,
that's their 6.
They had a foul to give there. That's why they were very, very aggressive on that double team. But now one more personal, of course, puts the Stags in the 1-and-1.
And if you're Fairfield, you want the ball in the hands of number 4, Wojcik.
You have to have it in Wojcik's hands, absolutely.
And Green is not a great free throw shooter, their point guard. And he's got it. John Dunn yells out to Sullivan what to do on defense, and he'll bring it across. 4-point deficit for the Foxes. Fairfield possession. They've been fruitless of late on the offensive end. Is Wojcik. And he'll take it under 10 on the shot clock, under 40 left in regulation. Benning, good defense by Wright, pulls up abruptly, in and out, rebound to Jones in traffic. Under 30 seconds left, key possession for Maris. Down a couple possessions. Jones outside the box. 16 left. Chrysler, offensive foul. He took it off of Jones.
Yeah, when you lower your shoulder, I'm sure we're going to take a second look at it here. Yeah, they throw it into Jones in the mid-post area, and then he goes. Yeah, Chrysler had pretty good position there. He sold it. It's a tough call at that point of the game, but Chrysler had good position there.
15 and a half seconds left. They get the inbound to Chrysler, and he's fouled by Jones. So Chrysler, who's had his problems with the whistle throughout this game and this weekend, comes up big on the defensive end. Now he's got a chance to put some space into their lead.
Oh, he really did. That was really a nice play on the defensive end there by Chrysler. And now he has an opportunity, getting ready to toe the line, to shoot 1-and-1 for the Stags.
Jones, that's his fourth foul. They're motioning for Galliculandi to come in.
Yeah, he can't because he wants to come in for the shooter, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's what the referee, Kevin O'Connell, didn't understand. So here is Chrysler, 6 for 7 on the year at the line. And the Foxes get another possession. Final 13 seconds. Right to the forecourt, pulls the trigger for three, hits it.
Nice job by the freshman Ricardo Wright, racing it up the floor and pulling up from distance. Just a
8.5 seconds left. And the foul situation is Maris has a total of 8, so they still have 1 to give on a 1-and-1.
Right. If they don't turn them over initially, they have to obviously commit the foul quickly.
Wojcik out of bounds to Green. They've got a wide open Wojcik, but they didn't see him down court at midcourt, and they give up foul.
Yeah, they could have went long there. Wojcik was wide open. There wasn't anyone probably within 10 or 12 feet of him, but Benning was fouled. And again, Dean, you just pointed it out. It is a 1-and-1 for Benning.
Fox is out of timeouts, so it's a 1-on-1 situation. Benning on the year at 87.5% true at the free throw line. 1 for 2 today. Even if he makes 2, Foxes still have an outside shot.
They do, and it'll be interesting to see if he does make it, if Jay Young will elect foul. That's always some coaches do, some coaches don't. It'll be interesting. It's all predicated on this next foul shot by Benning.
Debate is age old.
It really is.
So here's Benning, the senior, in his 100th career game. So the Foxes will inbound, 7.9 left. They get it to Rasmussen, give it back to Wright. Wright will have to shoot the 3. It's on the way, just short. And with 1 second left, ball knocked out of bounds, and that will do it. Fairfield, I believe they'll take a look at the time situation before we call it a final. As Wojcik went down heavily, trying to come up with that loose ball.